bank holiday today, so I don't expect it to be wild, but you never know. Sometimes bank holiday can cause a little bit of mayhem. So look, we do have a potential setup right now, and I will be putting in a sell order. Um, so look, this is going to be a BPC continuation. Um, so this is what I'm looking for. We can see we've got multiple uprange candles. We have support that's being broken and a pullback without breaking the resistance highs. Let me just get this placed on open switch. Sorry guys, I'm just going to have to get this placed while I'm doing it. So the sell stop I will be placing. Now remember, this is based on my rules. Let me just check the 30. Okay, so I'm going to put it underneath the low of the previous bullish candle because this is an inside candle. So I'm going to put it underneath the low of the previous bullish candle. Stop loss can go above the high of the previous 30-minute candle. Okay, so I've got this sell order in. One second, guys. Let me just see. YouTube, I'll change screens for you so you can see it. TikTok, I'll try and do it for you, but it's not so easy. Let me just put my partial TP in. Just going to put that in at 10 pips. Okay, so YouTube, you can see that's gone in. I'm going to put another partial TP in at 25 pips. Okay, so let me see if I can change screen here. Display capture. Guys, I can see you coming in thick and fast. I have a pending sell order in, and I'll explain the reasons. You can see the setup. It's like this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there you go. You can see my sell order now. So there you go. Just trying to make it bigger for you. Can you see it okay? So the sell order is underneath the bullish 1 hour candle here, okay? And the stop loss is above the bearish candle. The market is closed. It is US bank holiday today, but the market will still move because European are still involved. So the market will still move. Sometimes it can move more during a bank holiday due to lower liquidity. It can create unfamiliar moves. Hey Vic, how you doing? But look, my setup is there and it's valid, so I will be taking it. So look, as I was saying, my rules for what I call the BPC short. And remember, guys, this is what I do. This isn't advice. This isn't something for you to go and jump in. It's just so you can see a simple step-by-step process on what I do and why I do it. So BPC, are we in a downtrend? Yes. Do we have a minimum of 2 candle pullback if giving uprange candles? If you don't know what an uprange candle is, it's just a candle that's giving a higher high and a higher low. So yes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 uprange candles. The next thing is, do we have clear space to the left-hand side? And the answer is yes, we've got clear space until at least down here. You can see the last wick we've got is about 50 pips from entry, 52 pips. So we've got plenty of space to hit 10, 20 pips. Next candle to wick up. So I wanted this candle to go up first. It went up first. Now, normally I would place my sell stop underneath the bearish candle low. The difference here is the bearish candle that we're seeing is an inside candle. And if we change to the 30-minute time frame, what you'll see is a support level here. So this means that, hey, Joel, in order for us to get triggered, yeah, it's a bank holiday, GG. I know that. Europe isn't on bank holiday, so the market will still move. Just to learn about, I'm happy to be here. Vanderman, hey, listen, what's the possible TP for the cells? So depending on where your entry is, so my entry, I've got TPs, I'm scaling half out at 10 pips, another half out at 25 pips. And then the TP is wherever you see this structure low here around 33.57.50. And it's on the closing price, that candle. Now look, if this market continues to rally, I cancel the order. Okay, it's very, very simple. So if it takes out the high of the bullish candle, where ignore these lines because these are from the other day. If it takes that, if we close above here, I'll delete this. Uh, if we close above, if we go above this area here, then we've got potential for a long opportunity. If we close above there, if it breaks the high of that bullish candle where I've marked the gray zone, then I'll cancel the order. Okay, so there's a few things we can look at. If this market's going to continue lower, fantastic. If it reverses and moves higher and we go and we get a close above 33.79.40, then I'll be looking for potential buys. And that'll be a breakout setup. Which time frame is this? This is the hourly. So entry I have is it's a pending order. We're not in any trades. It's a pending order I have placed. Okay, and it's a pending order based on current market trend and current price action. So this is what I call a BPC trade: breakout, pullback, and continuation. And the seller candle here, because it's an inside candle, meaning the high of the candle is within the high of the previous candle and the low of the candle is within the low of the previous candle, it's inside. Therefore, it doesn't give us a total direction. It's just a pause. So the pause could mean that it could continue higher, or it could be a pause to switch directions and rotate and move back lower in the current direction of the trend. Okay, so inside candles are, they're just a clue that there's a breather taking place, and it can be a breather to be a continuation in trend. Hey, Dozaphy, John Benson, AMC Construction, how we doing? Uh, who else we got in there? Kingy Nation, the price has already rejected the resistance, so the sell is now confirmed. Um, you've got resistance, but it hasn't broken a low. So it's however you want to interpret that, Kingy. For me, we need to see a low broken. The candle is inside. This is gold. It's the 1 hour chart. So yes, we do have resistance formed. That is confirmed. But we do not. Hey, Stockyard Trades, how are we doing? But we haven't broken a low on a candle yet. So right now, even if this bearish candle breaks the low of the inside candle, it's still going to be within the range of the previous bullish candle. Boxer, how are we doing? Son, Owen Hart, lots coming in today. Nice to see you all, guys. Nice to see you all. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Why is that not showing at 250? All right, hold on. We've got some weird things going on with my. Okay, so there's first one's gone in at two. All right, next one, let's put that in at 250. That's better. Not quite sure what happened there, but all the partial TPs just got a little bit confused. Joel Mwask, hello, how you doing? Narinda, good afternoon. Yeah, so we've got a pending order on gold. We're not live, it's a pending order, and I'm waiting for it to break the low of the bullish candle. Okay, Misema, how are we doing? Good afternoon, DG. Good afternoon. We're going down to 33.25. We go down to 33.25, I'll be as happy as a pig in shit. But yeah, I'll be out way before that. Okay, so we're in now, guys. Or I'm in. I'm a few pips up at 70. When you see that blue number get to 70, if it gets to 70, I'll move my stop loss to break even. So it's just the 70% rule. So let's see what happens. Okay, yeah. So just wait and see if we get to 70. If we get to 70, move stops to break even. And there we go. So that's break even. We can't lose now. So we can't lose. So if it comes back to zero, we end up just having a break even trade. Yeah, So we're still in the trade. You can see it's ticking over. It went 7 pips up, little bit over 7 pips, but didn't quite get to our 10 pips first take profit. Okay, so we got stopped. Mm, interesting. So we got stopped out at break even there. So break even trade, guys. Um, it may continue to go all the way down to targets, and if it does, well then so be it. Put Camarilla pivots on and standard pivots on mush. Yeah, thanks, Ben B. Pivots, why would I want to use pivots? Do you know how they're calculated? Do you know what they do? So a pivot is just the high, the low, the close divided by 3, and then R1, R2, R3 adjust standard deviations of the original pivot. But thanks for calling me a mush, Ben B. I'll see you around, mate. Maybe you can go and trade with someone else that uses pivots. So anyone wants to be abusive in here towards me, guess what? I'll kick you straight out of the room. So Ben B is now just being blocked. That's it. This place is if you wanna be it would have hit TP if I hadn't moved stops to break even at 7 pips, but it is bank holiday. So with it being bank holiday, I am going to be more aggressive. The only thing you can control is your risk management, guys. But you can see a very simple process. Look, I didn't make money out of it. Some of you might have made money because, uh, geez, Lubax, how you doing? Now the waterfall. Yeah, maybe. Look, if it does, I'm happy. Listen, I want people stock. How are the pivots mathematically? Look, so pivots, it's an equation. So the standard pivot point is the high price, the low price, and the closing price divided by 3. That's your standard pivot point. So back in the old days, would I look at uh, look, I was only looking at the higher time frame because the lower time frame's a bit messy. Um, but good question. Yeah, I know it's a bank holiday today, guys. I know it's a bank holiday, but that's only in the US, and guess what? People in Europe don't finish trading for another few hours, so the markets are still active. So, Mr. Mark, people don't appreciate free education. Listen, whether it's education or whether it's just you can see a process that's just being repeated on a daily basis. Someone wants to come in here and start calling me a mush. I'm not going to respond to it. I just block you because I can't be bothered with it. Yeah. So a standard pivot is just a mathematical equation to put a line on your chart. It's it is what it is. Look, I've done more trading, different things around pivots and things like that. If you look at the weekly R2 and S2 in a pivot, that is generally the high and the dead high and the dead low for the week for price to move. So it usually gives you 3 things you can think about when you're using the weekly R2 and S2. It's a great place to be looking to exit a trade. It's a great place to be looking for a reversal of a trade. And it's a great place not to be taking a trade. Why are you trading? It's bank holiday. Okay, guys, this is going to be about the 8th time I'm going to say this. Bank holiday in the US. We are still live in Europe and London. The markets do not close, and London is the biggest trader of gold. Okay? So this is not a difficult topic. It's bank holiday in the US, and the US are not the only traders of gold. Okay? So it's a simple answer. Right, we can come off this chart now because the trade's gone. It's made money. I didn't make any money. I got stopped at break even. But hopefully you saw the sim. Where was my TP? My TP was down here at 33.50 something. But Koresha, thank you for sharing the live. That's very kind of you. Why is I'm trying to go back to trading view. Because I hate MetaTrader. So you can see what's happening. It's just a very simple process. It nearly came up then. Um, so I will repeat this. I'm still in somehow TP1. Um, well done, Vic. No, look, my broken, it might have been spread, it might have been anything. So fantastic. I'm glad you got TP1. One more move for 15 minutes to hit my TP at 33.60. Lovely. Well done, Kingy. Keep getting the pips, guys. Um, look. Oh, if he does, then I maybe I've taken it the wrong way. I just maybe I need to go and find him and unblock him. I have no idea then. I wouldn't worry about pivot calculations. Listen, pivot calculations, I don't use them, so I'm not going to put them on my chart. And if anyone tells me to about, listen, guys, I'm going to make it very, very clear. I don't talk about fair value gaps. I don't talk about Ichimoku clouds. I don't talk about indicators. I don't use EMAs. It's just clean charts with one or two lines and simple rules. Okay? That's it. Very, very simple rules. So if you want to see how I use them, fine. If you don't want to see how I use them, you want to start telling me different things, then go to a different channel where they use those different things. That's all I'm going to say. Uh, Unless someone else comes up and starts telling me something else. Um, at least in the West Midlands area. Oh, well, unfortunately, I blocked him already, but what are the rules? Here are the rules. Look, they're on the screen. I will. That was the rules that I applied. That were the rules that got me a break-even trade. It was the rules that got some of you T1 and T2. How much did it move? It moved 32 pips. So some of my members would have got T1, T2, T3. I have no clue on trading. How can I start learning? Um, Plateau 55. Look, in terms of learning how to trade, the first thing I would probably do is don't trade with any money, just trade with a demo account. And the reason for that is, I mean, I don't like demo accounts, but you always have to start there because it shows you how to use the broker's platform. You're not going to break anything. You're not going to lose any money. And once you understand how to place a trade, how to move your stop loss, how to close a trade, understand risk management, because you're going to see how much when you put a lot on or half a lot or zero point zero 0.01 lots, you're going to see how much you're risking. And then when you come to trade, you can have a really good idea of what you should be doing. You might not necessarily have any rules. So the next thing you need to do, I profited from that. Well done. So then the next thing you want to do, can I look at the 30-minute gap? If you're referring to a fair value gap, I don't look at them, guys. I don't lose again. Um, but once using his money, it starts to fear. I'm not sure what you mean. Was there a previous? Are funded accounts good to earn money off them? Look, so funded accounts are great. When I first started, there was no funded accounts, there was no copy trading. So as traders right now, there's more ways you can make money from trading than when I first started. So you can start with £500 in your trading account. And if you can get profitable with £500, let's say you make £300, you could go and buy a funded account that might give you £50,000, or it might give you £3,000 that you can scale to £60,000. Okay. Now, and you take a percentage of the profits. So that's a great way to start from your 500 quid to then start scaling and making money. Then you can do something like copy trading. So if you are making money from trading, you can put yourself down as like a signal provider, and then anyone on that platform can start to copy your trades. And if they put in 500, 5,000, 10,000, whatever it may be, you'll get a percentage of their profits. And you have no risk on you. All you have to do is trade your account as you would normally trade it, and then people will either subscribe to follow you as fixed percentage of profits, or they will unsubscribe if you start having a bad run. Now, the beauty of that is you can literally just start getting uh, more and more revenue streams from doing the same thing, more and more. So yeah, in terms of funded accounts, I make at least 50 to $100 a day with 0.05. Can you go for a funded account? Hey, Kingy, listen, if you're making money every day, then you're flying, mate. You're flying. So if you're making money every day and you've been doing it for, let's say, I don't know, 30 days, 60 days, so you've got confidence, then yeah, definitely you can go for a funded account. Um, in terms of rec look, there's a lot out there. Um, I can tell you who I know pay out, and you can go live. Uh, there's this company here. Um, so I can make a few thousand in a week from trading on a funded account and get paid out. Um, listen, I wouldn't go jumping to those kind of levels initially. First thing is if you're going to go live on an instant funded account or if you're going to go on a challenge account. So a lot of these companies will give you challenges to hit, and if you pass them, then you will go on to what you call a live account. And then the restrictions usually get tighter when you're on a live account because what they want to do is they want you to get you good in a certain way, and then when it comes to trading live, the rules change slightly, and then you get failed. But they won't tell you until it comes to a payout. Uh, yeah, sorry, YouTube, I forgot to send. So this is the link for Instant FX Capital. Yeah, they're really good. Once I hit my TP at 33.60, I've just made myself $54 today. Fantastic, Kingy. Keep up the good work, mate. Um, what I would say is just keep locking in profit along the way as well, because some markets, especially around what do we call it? Bank holiday, can give you erratic moves, and this is the day after FOMC as well. So that was the thought process as well behind me using the 70% rule today. The 70% rule didn't do me any favors today, but it didn't lose me any money. So that's the main thing. We can always come back tomorrow. We can always make money. One thing we don't want to do is lose money. Yeah. What was that? So yeah, I mean, Joe, once you've got familiar with proper counts, you can be making multiple thousands. But you just have to know whether you can stick within the parameters. So the reason why I like Instant FX Capital is because it's the closest thing to a trading your own personal account. Because when you trade with, let's say, a lot of the funded accounts, they'll give you daily drawdown limits. They will give you you can't trade so many times, so many minutes before news. If you trade within 2 or 5 minutes of each other, they class that as the same trade. So then it'll be cumulative profits. If it's cumulative losses, it doesn't matter. They'll let you hang dry, but they'll count it as cumulative profits, and cumulative profits can hammer your consistency rules. So, for example, let's say you made $10,000 and they won't allow you to have more than one trade giving you $2,500 profit. So on that basis, let's say you took two trades within 2 or 3 minutes of each other, and one banked you $1,500 and one banked you $1,600, and you end up with $3,100 profit. They would delete both of those trades, so your 10,000 now would be now worth 6,900. Okay? So you've got to be really, really careful. Some of them won't allow using EAs. Now, I use something called Magic Keys. A few of my members use something called Dane's Trades, and a lot use Trade Assistant. This is a piece of software that you log into you download or upload onto your MetaTrader. And if you imagine when you're trying to bank 10 pips and get your stop loss to break even, to try and do that manually just physically is impossible to do it in a split second the way gold moves. What's my strategy? My strategy is very simple, guys. I don't profess to do anything crazy and wild. Here you go. These are all the setups I have. That's it. I'll make it bigger so you can see it. Um, Rylan B, how you doing? Guys, I apologize if I've missed any questions. If I've missed any questions, please just Rob McGee got 15 pips. Well done. Price action rules, absolutely. Uh, where can you copy my trades? Oh, nah. If you want to copy trades, why not use ICT? Oh, don't get me started there, please. Um, Rylan B, that is I'll leave that for a different channel. I'll let you go and find some ICT rules. Listen, I hear good things about it. I hear bad things about it. I just don't care. Yeah. Um, as they say, don't fix something that's not broken. RR 2 to 1 always? No. I start off as inverse risk. I'm fixed lot size, starts off inverse risk. As soon as it triggers, we get to break even or very small risk very, very quickly. Yeah, this is gold. Um, some people who have already hit T1, T2, and T3. I got stopped at break even. I've used a lot of funded accounts in the past and found Instant FX Capital probably the best after your recommendation a few weeks ago. Thank you. Yeah, it is gold. Um, I think the main thing, right? So if you're looking for funded accounts, the first thing you want to look at is what are the rules like? Is it something you can adhere to? Because if the rules are too tricky, you have to remember that when it comes to trading, the stats are something like for every one person that buys a funded account, they end up buying around 4 or 5. So that kind of tells you that you're going down a path that is going to be very difficult. So you want it to make it as simple as possible. Um, the best way to do that is find a funded or instant funded account that is as close to trading your own personal account. And that's what I'd say about Instant FX Capital. They're about as close as you're going to get to trading your own personal account. There's no daily drawdown limit. Yes, there is a static drawdown that doesn't increase. So it's a static 10%. So if you make 5%, you've now got 15% drawdown. Whereas if you make 5% with most of the others, you'll find that your drawdown is still the same as what it was, 8%, 6%, whatever. So just have a good search around, check out the rules, um, but only when you're ready to go on a funded account. Okay? It's only when you're ready to go on a funded account. How do you know when you're ready to go on a funded account? Great question. So I would be the type of person that says to you, look, if you've got 500 or $1,000 in a trading account and you've just made $300, take that $300 out and then go for a funded account because it's costing you nothing. But if the $300 that you've made um, was just like one lucky trade, then I wouldn't bother. I'd wait until you can see consistency. Just a quick show. How many of you took that? Did anyone join me with that sell trade? If you did take that sell trade, just chuck in some hearts in the channel so I can see who took it. Yeah. Okay. So there's quite a few of you that took it. Um, right. What's the questions? What company is that you guys? Buster Bruno. It was this one. Let me just find the link. 1 second. There you go. There you go. I've just posted the link. Oh, other thing, guys, just be wary. Yesterday there was, and the day before in the chat, there was someone pretending to be me, two different accounts, and they were asking you for money. So they were direct messaging a lot of people. Do you just trade like breakouts? So look, setup 1 is a breakout. Setup 2 is a false breakout. Setup 3 would be a BPC trade. Setup 4 would be a flip, and setup 5 would be a range trade. A pleasure buster. So they're my 5 different setups. Now, if you imagine, I'm trying to think of something. Does anyone in here do like? martial arts or anything like that, or boxing. If you do martial arts or boxing, just hit some hearts. Yeah, a lot of setups, you're profitable with all of them. Okay, so the setups, this is what I'm going to try, and this is what I'm going to explain, Zach. So the setups are uh, they're all the same, right? So, and this this isn't to what's the best way of saying it? I keep everything very, very simple. So look, let me explain. So, okay, here we go. Let's say this is a breakout short. The next candle, it's broke below the level. The next candle pushes up. Then I place a sell stop underneath the low of this candle here. So that is my breakout trade. Okay, that's my breakout trade in its simplest terms. Now, let's say it then didn't trigger and break the low of this candle. So it looked like this. And then it starts to move up. So as it moves up, it might do something like this. So it closes back above the level. Yeah. So are you following? Listen, and when I tell you I do everything the same as what I'm showing you here as I do my members. So first one's closed below. Next one was setting up for a breakout. The next one closes back above. Next candle wicks down. So I then place a buy stop above here. Okay. So that's my false break setup. Does that make sense? So one can lead into the other. So you got breakout, false break. Now, BPC is the breakout's happened. Let's say it continues to move lower, and all I'm looking for once it's moved lower. Let me put this one over here actually, so I don't have to do that. So once it's moved lower, I'm then looking for two uprange candles. So two uprange candles. So there's two. Okay. The next candle I need to see is a seller candle. So if I see a seller candle step in, it can look like this. This is my BPC setup. Once this is it, if the next candle pushes up, oops, the next candle pushes up like this, I then place a sell stop underneath the low of this candle. That's my BPC. So you've had breakout, false break, BPC. A range trade is exactly the same as a BPC, just not in trend. And then a flip would be a strong trend like this. Forget there's no breakout, it's just a strong trend. You've seen the market coming down like this. The next candle wicks up, and I have a wick of at least 20 pips to trade into like that. This candle pushes up, I sell underneath the low of the low to fill the wick. Does that make sense? So every setup apart from the flip is the same. They all have the same entry techniques, which is if you're going to fire a bow and arrow, you pull the bow back to let go for the arrow to go forward. If you're going to fire a gun, you cock it back, you pull the trigger, and the bullet goes forward. If you're going to get one of those cars when I was a kid, you pull the car back, you let go, and it shoots forward. An elastic band, you pull it back, you let go, it shoots forward. This is how I trade my setups. Simple, accurate, easy to follow. The only thing you need to do then is work out your markets that you're going to trade, your TPs, your stop losses, and your trade management. Then why not enter at the close? Well, if I enter at the close here, what happens if it just goes straight up and continues going? Why would I enter at the close? That defeats the whole object of me looking for the market to go back up before it goes down. Because if it goes up and then continues going up, then I'm fucked. So does that make sense? Who said that? Does that make sense, digital traders? That's why I don't do it. I'm not telling you to not enter at the close, but that's why I don't do it. That happened to me loads. Peanut. Love it. Okay, so listen, the other thing is, remember when it comes to trading, I want you to remember this analogy, and I'll say it every session. So, um, and this is probably one of the best analogies or sayings you should ever remember when it comes to trading. I'd rather be a pilot on the floor wishing I was in the air than a pilot in the air wishing I was on the floor. So, better to stay out of a trade and think, oh God, I wish I was in that, than get into a trade and think, ah, shit, how the hell do I get out of this? Because no one likes to close a trade in a loss. No one likes to close a trade in a loss. Everyone would rather move the stop loss. Everyone would rather move things out of fear. Yeah? You'll save more money and make more money trading by keeping your losses smaller than you will by letting them run. Okay? So hopefully that made sense why I do it. I'm not asking you to agree with me. It's just so you can understand the rationale behind it. If you understand the rationale behind it, guys, just hit some hearts and let me know you understand the rationale. Yep, NY is closed today, Sebastian, but Europe and London is still very much open. So I am very much still going to trade. We just took one trade. To be fair, the setup is still valid right now. 30-minute. The setup short on gold is no, I would wait now. Just looking at the lower time frame. The higher time frame looks fine, but I'm just gonna. I don't like this here. US bank holiday now, so I would be getting out for the day. Goose and Cesar, the Dobermans. Listen, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Um, we've had one trade in the session, and I'm done for the session now. Would you trade NQ on a day like today? Look, today is a strange day because we had FOMC yesterday. We've also got the Middle East crisis going on. So during days like this, you sometimes can get some wacky moves, some really wacky moves. It doesn't mean I'm just going to sit here and wait for them because you could just sit here and the market does nothing. So a day like this for an hour or an hour and a half is a good day to just sort of like go through the markets, have a look at them, um, even just reviewing your skill set. Like for me, every time I speak to you guys, every time I'm speaking to my members on, because we do a lot more live streams for the members, um, all I'm doing is cementing my rules, right? So the best thing I ever did to get profitable and to get consistent was I filmed myself trading. And it wasn't just filming myself trading, it was literally I was talking about the setup and why I was taking it and then placing the trade. Then I'd watch the video back. Man, they were horrible days. I mean, I don't even like watching the videos back now. I hate the sound of my own voice on video, on whatever. But when you first start out trading, there's nothing worse than listening to yourself and you're trying to explain a trade and analysis, and it just, when you hear it back, you go, oh my God, what the hell was I talking about? But the more you do it, the more consistent you'll become with your analysis and the way you look at charts, and then you'll start to go, hold on a second, now I'm having some aha moments. This is an uprange candle, right? This is another uprange candle, brilliant. Okay, is this a correction or are we seeing an uptrend? If it's a correction, then fantastic. We're just waiting for a downrange candle to form now, and then we can look for a seller. I think we're going to keep consolidating today. Ethan, normally, yes, I would agree with you. But if we do see a move during bank holidays, this is where you can get some wacky moves. So I'm not just going to sit here avidly and look to place trades. Like I don't do that anyway. I'll place literally 1 to 3 trades a session. We did have a short trade on earlier. I was stopped at break even. Some of the guys got about 30 pips out of it. US Bank. Have I missed any questions, guys? Let me know if I've missed any questions. If I have, just put the question in on YouTube or on TikTok, please, guys. Uh, Ethan. Yeah, everyone knows it's a bank holiday today, guys. It is a bank holiday, but Europe is still open, guys. Europe is still open, so it doesn't mean the market's just going to stop. You've got the London fix at 4 o'clock. Do you know what the London fix is, guys? DAX, digital traders, welcome back. Okay, so the London fix is when the gold standard price is reset at 4 p.m. London time. And this can be a great time. Yeah, exactly. Wish it was a bank holiday as well too. I'm sweating my cobs off here in my office, I tell you. Um, no air's coming in. And it's where the gold standard rate is reset, and this can be a great time to look for contrarian moves, but only if, when I say contrarian, I mean fade it against the way the market has been running. But that's only, hey, Capital Group, how you doing? But that's only if we're coming into some structure points and it's had a strong move. Okay, if it hasn't, I'd stay away. Hey, Sid, Mr. Jamaica, how are you? Welcome. Um, we have a bit of Caribbean weather going on in here in the UK at the minute, mate. I'm not gonna lie, it's bloody nice. Only downside is we don't have the views, we don't have the sea, and I'm stuck in my office. Fortune Doob, welcome back. I recognize your name from the other day. So thanks for tuning back in. You have missed a trade that I took. A lot of people made cash on it. I didn't. I've got stopped out at break even. Um, Offend no one. How we doing? You were in as well the other day, if I'm not mistaken. So welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Much appreciated. It is going to be a quiet day today. But quiet days are good. They're good because not only can you not educate yourself, but you can create more discipline. If you're, we've already had a sell, so we're done now. I'm not taking any more trades. Um, trade, yes, I'm trading a bank holiday, but as I said, it is not a bank holiday in the UK or in Europe. Tobias, how you doing, man? I was wondering what strategy you're using. Uh, I'll pull them back. Do you not remember from the other day? Now, don't talk about any bloody SMC or ICT, whatever it is. Oh, listen, I'll only live stream till 2:30, so another 45 minutes. Yeah, take it, mate. I'm here every day. So how's things going? We're having a great time here on TikTok and YouTube this week. In fact, I think we've only had about 2 losers out of 18 over the last 11, 12 live streams. So yeah, it's take it, mate. It's there. I'm here to help and show what I do on a daily basis. I'm not here for bragging rights. I'm not here to get out, oh, I'm trading 100 lots this because I don't. Um, I'm not flipping, showing cars, spraying champagne on boats. There's no, I don't use SMC or ICT. I just am a simple price action trader. If you can watch this one back, I did go through all of the setups, and all of the setups are very, very similar. Okay, same entry techniques. It's all, if you imagine this concept, pull the bow and arrow back, let go of it for it to go forward. So if I want to be a buyer, I want the market to come down first and then go up. If I want to sell, I want it to go up first before coming down. Very, very simple, guys. Like I said, you're going to get bored of me. You're going to get bored of hearing the same things. But the people who are happy with what I call KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Oh my, yes, it is a bank holiday in the US, but it's not a bank holiday. I wonder if there's anywhere where I can just post this on my screen. It's not bank holiday in the UK or Europe. The markets are still live, okay? Sorry, a bit thirsty. Hopefully you can't hear me gulping down the line. If you can, I am sorry. Tobias, I gotta go again, man. I hate my school. Is on your stream time. No worry, Tobias. Which country are you in? Whereabouts? Are you in Scandinavia or are you UK? Denmark. Uh, you've got a very famous trader from Denmark, Mr. Hugard, but he's very good on the psychology of it. Uh, Oldie up from Armenia, welcome. There's no, if I was going to do anything, if I was going to do anything, I'm not, but if I was going to do anything, I would look for potential sells underneath here. Take care, Tobias. See you again, mate. I'm not doing anything. We've sold already, which was back up here. It moved like 30 something pips in our favor. Unfortunately, I was stopped at break even using my 70% rule. But some of the other guys, they banked, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 pips. Um, just comment how many pips you banked from that trade, guys. Right, on TikTok, guys, I'm going to warn you. I don't know if anyone's back underneath a fake name, but there was people pretending to be me yesterday, messaging everyone in the group, trying to get money out of you. So just remember, I will never message you directly. I will reply to messages. I will reply to messages. Might take me a day or two, but I will reply to messages. But I will never message you directly. So if anyone messages you directly pretending to be me, block them instantly. Stop using plastic bottles. I know, I know. Unfortunately, it's how I buy them. I do get told quite a lot that it's not good, especially in heat. And yes, for the planet as well. I know. Apologies, guys, if I'm offending some of you. Thanks for sharing the live stream, guys. Thank you, appreciate it. But yeah, look. Ooh, look. I mean, look, Nasdaq's still dropping. Nasdaq's still dropping. In fact, it's broken. It's broken out. In fact, I wouldn't have had a setup here just on how it's moved, uh, but it is setting up. The question is, let me have a look. It's closed, but look, mm, 35. It's only 20 points, so I wouldn't take this either. But I still think this market's going to drop. We'll see. I'm not taking it. Um, I was looking for sells underneath 21,570 and potential buys above 21,675. The red box is my no trade zone. Okay. Um, did I miss stop? No. Uh, yeah. So gold, I would leave alone now. I'd leave gold alone. 15 pips T1 for Vic, 30 pips T2, and move the stop loss to 10, which it triggered. Ah, nice one. Lovely. Great work. Why is it your no trade zone? Good question. Okay, so let's come back to it. So however I want to trade, right? Best way to describe it is uh, oh, okay. Now that was uh, a mistake. I'd forgot I had a trade placed. but it's just triggered. I wondered what the noise was. It's just hit T1. It was a sell on the DAX, so that was a little bit lucky. I completely forgot about that. I just show you so you know that I am not lying. Sometimes this is what happens. I get talking and I've oh, what have I just done? No, don't mean to do that. Webcam, TV. See, on YouTube, you can see it there, guys. See, it's easy to make. Let's spin that round. Oh, sorry, guys. I've really screwed this up on TikTok. All right, see if I can get it back on. So I've just half's been closed out already, but I'm just gonna let's go. Uh, see if I can. Does this work? No. Uh, no. Sorry, guys. I have no idea what's going on. And it TikTok has a mind of its own when I want to try and add my trading view. Not my trading view. My MT uh, display capture. Add display number 4. There we go. All right, it should be coming in now. There you go. So you can see this is moving with 25 pips up on the DAX. It's half of it's been scaled out, but like I said, my bias for this market is down today. This and the NASDQ, as I was referring to earlier. I think they're going to sell off, even though it is bank holiday. So yeah, I apologies, guys. That was me. I'd had an order placed about exactly. It was. I'll tell you. It was after this candle here, this big bearish candle, the bullish candle set up, and I placed my order underneath here because we've got a good chunk of pips to fill this wick. Now my stop loss is a little bit in profit. You can see my exits down here at 23,055. I'll scale some more out at 40 pips, but I'll just leave it to run now. Apologies, guys. I completely forgot that trade was in because I started my live stream in a rush, um, and I didn't share it, so I do apologize. But don't take it now. Don't take it now. It's not worth taking. Um, yeah, it looks okay. Okay, so going back to why it's my no trade zone. Sorry, I do apologize again. I only stopped answering the question because I forgot about the trade. So it's my no trade zone because imagine you want to drive somewhere and you use your sat nav. I tell you what, if that is, I would piss myself. But great name, Jerome Powell. Who is that? What the fuck, Donkey Kong? Okay, like it. Um, good afternoon wherever you're logging in from. So it's if you take if you want to drive anywhere new or you want to drive somewhere and you don't know the route, you're going to use a satellite navigation. You're going to use some kind of instrument to help you get there. But you also want to help it get you there the quickest way possible, right? You don't want to get there by being stuck in traffic. Yeah, I do. You can see a link underneath my bio. It's called Stand Store. Just click on that. You can see all the services that we do, which are free. So you want to take the most efficient way of getting there, right? So the most efficient way will be where there's no traffic. You don't want to go in rush hour. Um, so what would that look like? So rush hour for me is all this. Small bodies, lots of wicks. This, where you see big clean candles, This is clear traffic. This is like the motorway where you can just put your foot down where there's no traffic. Does that make sense? So you want where there's no traffic. You want the path of least resistance. So where you see lots of small bodies and lots of wicks. So look, I've just posted a link for who is it? Libchigs. If you click on the stand store, you can see everything that I do. So I'm out of the DAX trade now. I'm out of the DAX trade. Um, Guys on YouTube, you can click on the stand store. You can see everything that we have. So Libchigs, if that's your, I don't know if that's just your screen name or just Pleasure Buddy. Um, does that make sense on why this is my no trade zone? Because if you look at all this here, look at those candles, look at these wicks, small bodies, but above that line, you've got this clear candle here. So this would be where I'd look to try and target or at least take money off. So if I then measure that, I go, right, what have I got there? 47 pips. Any reason to trade bank holiday? Yep, US is closed, but that is not the entire world. Okay, so I will trade setups based around my rules. The only thing about bank holidays is sometimes bank holidays, not sometimes, most of the time, bank holidays will be consolidating, boring, don't move. Okay. But then there's other times where bank holidays, because there's lower liquidity in the market, if a move does occur, it will be extenuated. Okay. That's what will happen. It'll be extenuated. So if we can then get a setup and it starts to move, there's a good probability. Look, this has come literally straight down to the area that I've highlighted, and now we'll see what happens. I don't care, I'm not in it, but same thing happened. Which bit markers? Sorry. Let me uh the the trade the trade I took on so it was one I took I took a trade on gold and one on the DAX. But one thing you got to remember is you want to highlight the best areas to trade. So the best areas to trade are where there's least traffic. So if you want to, I don't know, unless you have to be somewhere at a certain time, you want to travel to that destination where there's least traffic. And where there's least traffic will be where you see clean candles, big bodies, no wicks, just nice big bodies. And that's where you're going to get the easiest trades. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to be right on the direction. The way that I scale out and where I hit my, if it's gold 10 pips, if it's NASDAQ 20 pips, DAX 20 pips, if I'm trading that, right, and I'm getting my 10, 20 pips, I can generally hit target, have no risk on the table, and then the market reverses and I'm wrong. I may have been wrong with the direction, but because of my rules and the way that I manage, I still get 10 pips or 20 pips. Does that make sense, guys? We don't have to be right about the direction that the market's going to go for the next 10 days, 5 days, 2 days. I only want to be right about where it's going for the next minute and a half, 2 minutes. No worries. Everyone started at the same place, right? No one was brought into this world a trader. We all started with the knowledge of the square root of zero. So don't be afraid to ask questions. I might not give the answer that you want because I might not have the knowledge. Um, I may also not trade the systems that you're asking about. Um, so if you want an opinion about price action, um, then I can give you information. If you want information about a lot of things to do with trading, I I do have quite a lot of knowledge, but there's things that like ICT, SMC, again, I have a little bit of knowledge from all the questions that I get asked in here. but I don't trade any of that stuff. I don't look into it. So please, if you can, don't ask me about fair value gaps and smart money concepts and ICT, because you really are in the wrong place. If you want to ask me questions about price action, you want to ask me questions about commitment of traders, you want to ask me questions about seasonality, creating a system, then fine. If you want to ask me questions about how I deal with my own psychology when I'm going through a losing streak, things like that, yeah, all those things, ask. I'm not looking to do anything now. I've had two trades in this session. Admittedly, the second the second trade I'd forgotten about. I only knew about it when it hit my TP because the sound went off in my headset. Gold today back to Bodum. Bodum, I think. 3355. Let's have a look. 3355. Uh, I have no idea. Anything can happen now. Yeah, Telegram. I have a free Telegram channel, guys. You can see that if you click on the link. Oops, wrong one. If you click on the link I've just posted, um, standstill, and then scroll down to Telegram. I have a free Telegram channel where I do send out information, occasional trades that I'm taking. Yesterday, I sent out two trades that I was taking for educational purposes, and yeah, they both did what I was looking for them to do. Right, 2 o'clock, new hourly candles form. Let's have a look. Now, what's important? Do you know what Malope 2? Uh, Malope, is that a question for me? Have I missed something? Or is there someone messaging you directly? Have we got another scammer in town? I don't, I wouldn't say I do signals. I don't like to be a provider of signals. I like to just show what I do and why. And then if you can form an understanding of the process and be able to trade, then fantastic. So I'll never give signals. I'll just, in here, you'll see what I'll do. So I'll do a live trade. I'll go through the setup, why I'm taking it. In my free channel, if you don't follow me on live streams anywhere, then you might make some errors. So I just send out the charts that I occasionally that I give to my members. I was trying to get into the link. Sorry. Okay, yeah, no worries. Sorry, I just yesterday we had someone pretending to be me, messaging um, messaging people who were on the live stream and then asking them for money. So I was just curious if someone was trying to do that. So if there was, if anyone messages you, I'm going to keep saying it again, guys. If anyone messages you directly in pretending to be me, I know you won't know if they're pretending to be me, but if anyone messages you directly as Mark Owen and you haven't sent Mark Owen a message, it's a scammer, it's a fraud. Okay? I will never ever message anyone directly. Just remember that. I will never message anyone directly. I'll reply to messages, um, but that's it. Should I keep holding to 3360? Um, Look, I mean, one thing you got to ask yourself is if it breaks this low here, I think it'll run on to 3360. Yeah, it is a bank holiday in the US, but it's not a bank holiday in Europe and the UK. I so wish I could put that as a like a screensaver or something on my screen. I don't know how many times I've said that this in the last hour. I think I know why my missus gets so annoyed with me. She has to keep asking me the same question so many times. Low probability today. Um, I mean, you call it a low probability day. We've had four trades, three wins, one break even. So I'll say for a low probability day, that's not bad. Um, on the live stream, it was just two trades, but members earlier we had another two trades. What else we got? Is that head and shoulder forming on the 1 hour time frame? Okay, so going back to like old school technical charting, yeah, that could be a potential head and shoulders. But listen, one thing you'd have to look at is head and shoulders. You want to look at it, an inverted head and shoulders. You want to look at and say, right, do we have a strong trend? Um, I mean, if you think about it all the way down, you could be saying, was it a head and shoulders forming here? Was it a head and shoulders forming here? It could be because we've come into a structural area. I wouldn't want to take a risk on trading it here until we get above this area, because this is what you categorize as the neckline. Okay, so if we get above the neckline, then you can start looking for a higher low to trade it back in the direction. Um, Other thing as well, I would say is looking at this, the structure point here is also, you might get one trade from here if we do get above that. Then you got these wicks to worry about, and then it's just horrible. This is all like no trade range. I wouldn't do anything here unless we're above this price point of 34.03. Um, Everything else, I would have a look at. Trade with Nostro, buying from 33.53. Okay, buddy, to 33.86. Yeah, I wish you well. I wish everyone could make money. If everyone could make money, then my God, the world would be a much better place. We wouldn't have idiots on this live stream trying to con people out of money, pretending to be me. Where's the buy zone question mark? There is no buy zone for me at the minute. Um, Buy zone would be if I got a candle close above here. So look, but I'm not doing any more trades. Buys above 33.79.6. So I'm not doing any more trades today. I'm literally just going to stay and chat to you guys about the charts. So if you do want to depart because I'm not placing any trades now, then I understand. But if you've got questions that you want to ask, fine. Fibs, don't use them. Um, I used to when I was a swing trader, but no more. Shifts is still in gold short. Okay, buddy. Good luck, mate. Just stick to your plan, whatever that may be, what strategy you're trading, boss. Hey, Finn. I'm just a price action trader. So look, these are the setups that I trade. I just bring them up. There you go. There's the setups that I trade. Um, if you go through YouTube and you find today's video, cheers, Vic. See you tomorrow, pal. You'll be able to see I did an explanation on each one today. They're very, very similar. They all interlink. Pleasure, mate. Um, uh, I have no hidden agendas here, guys. So whatever I do here is what I do for my members. Yeah. So don't think if you were to become a member, you're going to see some amazing new strategies. You're going to see this and that. Nope. What you see is what you get. Exactly the same. Repetition. Would you put a sell order in at 33.63? Underneath him. Okay, I can see why you're saying that. I think there was a structure on the 15. So look, if I was, I'd be looking at this and say, right, if we got a close below, you got 95 pips there. So I'd just wait for the 15. If you really wanted to be looking for a trade, sells below 33.62.3. Okay, so that would be, I'd look for, in fact, let's just push that up a little bit. Push that one to the 15. 33.81.50. 33.81.5. Okay, so that's what I'd look to trade above and trade below. And this, guys, is my no trade range. Okay, does that make sense, guys? If that makes sense, just hit some likes. Let me know it makes sense. I'm not trading anymore today, by the way. I'm not trading anymore. I am done for the day. But yeah, just let if you can understand why I'd be trading above here based on what I said and why I'd be trading below here. Because look, clean range. Here we could fill the wick. The wick, remember, I'm scaling out at like 10 pips. We've got 62 pips, 63 pips to fill that wick. BPC, great question. Breakout, pullback, continuation. So if the market breaks out, we'd have a breakout trade. Then I want to see it keep going higher and higher and higher. Then I want to see it come back, and then it'll form support. I want buyers to come back in, and that would be my setup for the BPC. So the breakouts happen, then we've pulled back, and now we're looking for the continuation trade. A flip is only a trade that you can take in a very strong trend. So let's just say you've got loads of up range candles. Oops. Let's say you've got loads of up range candles like this, and they're doing this. And then this one has, oops, wrong one. This one has a nice wick on it to the upside of anything more than 25 pips or something like that. If the next candle pulls back down, I'll buy the high of this own candle to fill the range of that wick. And that would be the flip. So it then does this. Does that make sense? Pasta, Pleasure G. There you go. There's the link for my stand store, and just scroll down and you'll see Telegram. Any questions, guys? Let's get rid of those. Don't need them anymore. Now remember, because the market is closed today, I don't expect you're going to see the normal shenanigans at 2:30. Zhaolu, how are we doing? Tulani, good afternoon. Jimbo, how are we doing, guys? New Day Live, how do you identify fake breakout? Okay, so fake breakout. Anyone that tells you that they can identify it before it's happened, they are full of shit. They need to go and play the lottery if they can identify a false breakout before it happens, because they've got a crystal ball. Okay, no one on this planet can tell you a false breakout is going to happen before it happens. Okay, so that's the first rule you should always remember. No one on this planet can tell you that there's going to be a false breakout before it happens. So, the easiest way to trade a false breakout is, let's pretend we've got a sell. The market's gone through structure, right? The market's gone through structure like this. We've got a wick. So now we've got a setup for a breakout. I'm waiting for the breakout to form. So the breakout's closed below. The market's going up. Fantastic. So as it goes back up, I'm now placing my sell order underneath the low of this candle. So I'd place a sell order here, right? In the anticipation that this market is pushing up to attract sellers to then do this. Okay, now in this instance, that doesn't happen. What happens is we end up with a false breakout, but we don't know because the market did this. So it's done that. Now, before I trade it, I need to see the next candle do this, pull back down. As it pulls back down, I place a buy order above the high of that candle in the anticipation that this movement lower, creating a bottom wick, is attracting buyers to the market at a better price, and then we get triggered for that. Does that make sense, guys? If it makes sense, chuck us some likes in. And guys, by the way, I appreciate you all sharing the live stream with people. It's very kind of you. Yeah, okay. So you can see every setup and every setup that I do. Why don't you trade crypto? Maybe I should look into it. I don't know. Um, this is something I know. This is the targets, the spreads. I know what I'm doing. Maybe I need to look into this on crypto, but the problem is then I have to go through the whole rigmarole of learning and spending time doing something. Whereas I know what I'm doing with this. I don't know. Are you looking for buys in NY Open? There's no NY Open today. Okay, it is bank holiday in the US. So I literally for the last half an hour, whatever, I've just been talking, showing people what I do, my setups, why I do it, the thought process behind it. And then you can either agree or disagree. Those that agree might want to come back and follow again tomorrow when we're here at 1 o'clock. Those that disagree will probably never come back until they keep flipping from strategy to strategy and come back here and in 6 months' time they go, oh my God, he's still doing the same thing. Why is that? Well, you're not going to change doing something if it's working, right? So the main thing you can do, guys, is just stick to a simple set of rules. And this isn't, I'm not trying to be flamboyant because that's not me. I'm, what I do is very simple. And I can tell you, am I bullish or short on gold? Now I'm nothing. You see this red box here, guys? This red box is highlighting a no trade zone for me. So the reason, hey, good night from the Philippines. Yay and good night. Take care. Thanks for dropping in. Um, so I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to throw loads of lots at you and start showing you telephone numbers. I literally want to show you a simple process that you can learn, you can understand, and you can implement relatively quickly. I entered at the high, pretty sure it's a 50-50 trade, to be honest. Okay, so one thing you don't want to do, if you've entered something and you think it's a 50-50 trade or you've made a mistake, you need to kill the trade. Kill the trade. Rip the plaster off quickly because you've no idea whether it's going to go up or down, right? Because there's been no process put in place to say, right, I've taken the trade because it's done this, and when it does that, I'll do this. So when you do something by FOMO or greed or whatever impulsive reaction you've had to take that trade, just kill it. Nah, up 2K, just holding, stop is plus 500. I'm so confused then. I entered that at that high, pretty sure it's 50-50 trade. I, I, I'm not, sorry, Lil Sick. I'm a bit confused. I'm not sure if what the question was then or statement. But well done if you've made 2K. Well done. I was able to turn 10K to 620, 680K profit in over 250 trades. Then, with all due respect, congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. What did you buy with the profits? Anything? What do you do with that 680K profit? Do you look after your mum and dad? No, because I'm gonna have to pay 47% taxes. Move jurisdiction. At some point, you're gonna have to pay. Once you realize it, mate, y- well, that's what it is, unfortunately. Oh, you're fucked in the US, yeah, because you got state tax and I think California is the most expensive in the world, isn't it? Can't you just move to Texas or Florida? Oh, I'm so confused. Australia. Oh, what part of Australia? Isn't it like midnight, 1 a.m. for you now? Hello, can you please teach me how to trade? Yeah, Return World. Um, Listen, we're just having a bit of a chat right now because there's not a lot to trade. So Guys, ask questions. Um, uh, oh, nice. Okay. Um, I mean, I guess. What's your thoughts on the about the war? Listen, wars. There's something that listen. There's no right, there's no wrong. I just don't want to touch base on the wars because listen, there's innocent people getting hurt from all around the world. Um, these governments, these people, they will do whatever they're going to do to get the results that they want. Do I agree with it? No. Do I want to talk about it? Not really. Unfortunately, the only positive thing about war for me, from a selfish point of view, is it creates volatility in the market. And volatility as a trader is what we need. Tax laws in the UK, depending on how you're set up, you'll you will probably have to look at paying tax on the profit made on every single trade if you're doing it personally. Rinder hack shite. That's I need documents or video that I can learn from. Uh, Go to YouTube. You can go to my stand store, have a look on YouTube. USA has no expat concept like the UK. USA citizens. Yeah, it's global tax, isn't it? Ah, Sean. Yeah, yeah, it's global wealth. But don't you ha can't you go to Florida? There's loads of people moving out of New York to go to Florida or Texas. Tax laws are very different there, aren't they? I mean, I'm no tax expert, but I know quite a lot of people that have escaped from New York and gone to Florida because the money that they're saving in tax can effectively pay for their condo. Um, but yeah, that's where we're at, guys. I'm gonna knock off in about 8 minutes. There's not any other questions? Marginals came. Oh, marginal Cayman or Cyprus? Yeah, Cyprus used to be about 12%. I'm not sure what it is now. Uh, if you like volatility, you should look into crypto. Well, there's volatility and then there's volatility. Listen, you're kind of tempting me. You're kind of tempting me to have a look. Maybe I'll try and do a live stream over a weekend and look at trading BTC. But we'll see. All right, guys. Any more questions? If you've enjoyed today's session, just either give it a like, a thumbs up, share it with some friends, or give me a follow. Either way, I do appreciate your time here today, guys. Um, I will be back tomorrow. Or do you always win? I wish I always won. What time are you trading here? 1 o'clock UK time. Um, at Mark Owen, how do you identify a sell or a buy opportunity? Log in tomorrow, Jimbo. But basically, here, in fact, Jimbo, go to. Oh, you can pay attention to me if you have investment problems. Um, Either go to YouTube and have a look at YouTube, and you'll um, you can watch today's session back, and you'll see exactly how I mark out the levels. And I also talk about my setups and the rules behind the setups. So you can on YouTube, you can if you click on this stand store link here, buddy, and then just go to YouTube and subscribe, and you'll see. Okay, So guys, listen, I appreciate you all logging in today because I know you have probably better things to do, but you've sat here. A lot of you have been asking really good questions. Um, I like to engage with new people, new traders, people who may be going through the same stuff that I went through when I first started. So what I try and do is I don't complicate things. I keep it all nice and simple. The simpler it is, the easier it is for you guys to follow. And the easier it is for you to follow, the easier it is for you to become consistent. So going from inconsistent to consistent is the biggest hurdle. Once you get to consistent, all you need to do then is just increase the lot sizing. Okay, that's it. Okay, it's not about doing more, it's about doing less, but a bigger size. All right, guys. So listen, thank you so much. Appreciate everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Bye, guys. YouTube, take care. Um, I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.